Strait of Gibraltar. The Strait of Gibraltar is one of the world's most famous waterways. It separates southern Spain and Europe from northern Morocco and Africa, while connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. At its narrowest point, it's only about 14 kilometers, or 8.7 miles wide, making the two continents surprisingly close. Despite its small size, the Strait of Gibraltar is one of the busiest shipping routes on Earth. Every vessel entering or leaving the Mediterranean Sea must pass through this narrow gateway, with more than 100,000 ships using it each year. It is also famous for the legendary Pillars of Hercules, which, according to Greek mythology, mark the edge of the known world. Bosporus Strait. The Bosporus Strait is located in Turkey and is one of the few waterways in the world that separates two continents. It divides the city of Istanbul into Europe and Asia, while connecting the Black Sea with the Sea of Marmara. This connection ultimately provides countries bordering the Black Sea with access to the Mediterranean and beyond. The Bosporus is one of the busiest natural straits in the world, with tens of thousands of ships navigating its narrow waters every year. For centuries, it has been a vital route for trade, culture, and military strategy, making it one of the most historically important waterways on Earth. Dardanelles Strait, just south of the Bosporus, lies the Dardanelles Strait, another key waterway in Turkey. It connects the Sea of Marmara to the Aegean Sea, completing the only maritime route between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. Without the Bosporus and the Dardanelles, countries such as Ukraine, Romania, and Bulgaria would have far more limited access to global shipping routes. The Dardanelles is also remembered for the Gallipoli campaign during World War I. The fierce battles fought here in 1915 became one of the defining moments of the war and played an important role in shaping modern Turkish history. Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz lies between Iran and Oman and is considered one of the most strategically important waterways on the planet. It connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea, serving as the main exit point for oil produced by several Middle Eastern countries. Around one-fifth of the world's oil passes through this narrow passage every day. Because of this, any military conflict or disruption in the Strait of Hormuz can quickly cause oil prices to rise and affect economies across the globe. Bab el-Mandeb. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait is located between Yemen on the Arabian Peninsula and the African nations of Djibouti and Eritrea. It connects the Red Sea with the Gulf of Aden, creating the southern entrance to the Suez Canal route. This makes it one of the world's most important shipping choke points. Ships traveling between Europe and Asia rely heavily on this passage. And any disruption here forces vessels to take the much longer route around the southern tip of Africa, adding significant time and cost to global trade. Strait of Malacca. The Strait of Malacca lies between Malaysia, Singapore, and the Indonesian island of Sumatra. It connects the Indian Ocean with the South China Sea and serves as the shortest sea route between Europe, the Middle East, and East Asia. More than 90,000 ships pass through the Strait of Malacca every year, transporting everything from crude oil and natural gas to electronics, vehicles, and manufactured goods. Because so much of the world's trade depends on it, the Strait of Malacca is often considered the busiest shipping lane on Earth. Taiwan Strait. The Taiwan Strait separates the island of Taiwan from mainland China. It links the East China Sea with the South China Sea, making it an important route for commercial shipping throughout East Asia. In addition to its economic importance, the Taiwan Strait is one of the world's most closely watched waterways due to ongoing political and military tensions between China and Taiwan. Because of its strategic location, developments here are monitored carefully by countries around the world. Bering Strait. The Bering Strait separates Alaska and the United States from Russia and connects the Pacific Ocean with the Arctic Ocean. At its narrowest point, the two countries are only about 85 kilometers, or 53 miles apart. Thousands of years ago, during the last ice age, sea levels were much lower, exposing a land bridge known as Beringia. Scientists believe this allowed humans and many animal species to migrate from Asia into North America, making the Bering Strait one of the most significant locations in human history. Also, don't forget to subscribe and we will see you in the next video.
England is the largest and most populous nation of the United Kingdom, home to nearly 57 million people. Its capital, London, is also the capital of the UK and one of the world's leading centres for finance, culture, politics and tourism. England's history stretches back more than 2,000 years. The Romans invaded in AD 43, followed centuries later by the Norman conquest of 1066, which transformed the country's government, language and architecture. England later became the centre of the British Empire and the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution, changing the world through advances in manufacturing, engineering, transportation and technology. The country has produced many influential figures, including William Shakespeare, Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, Alan Turing and Tim Berners-Lee. England is home to famous landmarks such as Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, the Palace of Westminster, the Tower of London, Tower Bridge, Windsor Castle, Stonehenge and the White Cliffs of Dover. Football is England's most popular sport. The Premier League is watched around the world, with clubs such as Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur among the most successful. Unlike Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, England does not have its own devolved parliament and is governed through the UK Parliament at Westminster. Scotland north of England lies Scotland, home to around 5.5 million people. Its capital is Edinburgh, while Glasgow is the country's largest city. Scotland remained an independent kingdom until the Acts of Union in 1707. Today, it has its own parliament, legal system and education system, giving it greater control over many domestic affairs. Scotland is famous for its breathtaking landscapes, including the Highlands, Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the UK, Loch Ness, Glencoe and the Isle of Skye. Historic landmarks such as Edinburgh Castle, Stirling Castle and Eilean Donan Castle attract millions of visitors each year. Scottish culture is known worldwide for kilts, bagpipes, Highland games and Scotch whisky. The country has also made remarkable contributions to science and innovation, with inventions including the telephone, major improvements to the steam engine, the discovery of penicillin, and important advances in economics and engineering. Scotland competes separately in international football and rugby, and has a strong national identity that continues to shape its culture today. Wales west of England lies Wales, home to around 3 million people. Its capital is Cardiff. Known for its mountains, valleys, rugged coastline and Celtic heritage, Wales is often called the Land of Castles, with more than 600 castles spread across the country. Its best-known natural attraction is Eryri National Park, also known as Snowdonia, home to Yr Wydfa, the highest mountain in Wales. Other famous landmarks include Caernarfon Castle, Conwy Castle, Cardiff Castle and Pembrokeshire Coast National Park. Wales has successfully preserved the Welsh language, one of Europe's oldest living languages, which is spoken alongside English throughout the country. Rugby is at the heart of Welsh culture, and international matches at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff create one of the sport's greatest atmospheres. Wales also has its own parliament, known as the Senedd, which is responsible for many domestic matters. Northern Ireland. Across the Irish Sea lies Northern Ireland, home to nearly 2 million people. Its capital is Belfast, and it is the only part of the United Kingdom located on the island of Ireland. Northern Ireland is famous for the Giant's Causeway, a UNESCO World Heritage Site formed by thousands of basalt columns. Other popular attractions include Dunluce Castle, the Dark Hedges, Carrick-a-Reid Rope Bridge, and the Mourne Mountains, which inspired C.S. Lewis while writing the Chronicles of Narnia. Belfast became one of the world's greatest shipbuilding cities and was where the RMS Titanic was built. Today, Titanic Belfast is one of the city's most visited museums. Northern Ireland became part of the United Kingdom following the partition of Ireland in 1921. After decades of conflict known as the Troubles, peace was largely restored through the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. Today, Northern Ireland has its own devolved assembly and a growing economy supported by tourism, technology, advanced manufacturing, cybersecurity, and film production. Which of these 4 nations would you most like to visit? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.